Welcome to another episode of our Stage Your Boss podcast. We're super excited today to introduce you to Sue Kauffman from SKC Staging. They serve the South Central Pennsylvania area when it comes to vacant and occupied staging. Let's listen in and learn how Sue and her team are helping homes in their area. Now let's begin.
This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and ReDesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our Stage Your Boss podcast. We're super excited you're joining us today. This is where we bring you stagers, boss stagers throughout the country, some of the top and best of the best. We literally collaborate through our HSRA, our Home Staging and Redesign Association, and we know who is out just making it happen. They're making a difference in their area. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Miss Sue Kauffman.
Well, hello, Jana. Thank you so much for having me today. This is a pleasure to be able to be with you and to do this and to help HSRA reach new people and new clients. And it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And I know that you guys are SKC. When it comes to staging, you guys are serving an incredible community there. And I know that when it comes to home staging, redesign, all of these services that you guys collaborate with and help really make a difference in people's lives, I know that's it's a lot of moving parts. Let's face it. It's a lot of moving parts. It takes a huge team. It takes a lot of dedication. So tell me a little bit about how you got into this business from the beginning.
We've been in the business now for 10 years. It was 10 years in April. So there have been times that have been more challenging than others, but things are very, very busy right now. It's really great. We have a 5,000 square foot warehouse with there's a couple of people that work with me, a couple of wonderful, wonderful women that work with me on staff. I started, it went from being a faux finisher into the realm of staging because it kind of led from one to another when faux finishing was going out of style. And the funny thing is now I'm finding that I go into homes, and I was just in two this past week where I did faux finishing, and I walk in there now and it's still there, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
Well, I know you and we laugh about that because I was also doing faux finishing, and it was one of those things where we were just saying yes to any job where we were in people's homes. We were able to make a difference, and inevitably turned into home staging and now working with their things. And you're right, it's crazy to go into some of these listings and they still have the faux finishing. So yeah, thank goodness it was fun while it lasted.
That's right. The really bad part that I feel sometimes is when I put all this texture on the wall, and then that texture is really hard to get rid of.
It really is. I'm like, what if they had to do, almost sand that down? Oh, goodness. Well, when it comes to home staging in your area, tell us a little bit about the area, the metroplex that you serve. How far do you guys go? And then what services do you offer?
We used to be more broad in our services. We're kind of narrowing that down now. We're not doing as much of the redesign. We barely do any redesign whatsoever anymore because we found that we really like focusing on the staging side of things. We're a better company for that. And the redesign and interior design takes a lot longer. It's a longer process to get from beginning to end with a client. And it takes up a lot of the time that we should be dedicating to our staging. And so that's kind of where that has gone. And that But we, in the staging realm, we do all of the consultations. We have our 2-hour consultations. We do our speed stages, or we're now calling them our photo preps. And vacant houses, occupied homes, we kind of specialize in vacant, and that's what we really gear ourselves towards in our marketing. But we're finding we still have a lot of people who are coming to us with the occupieds. And so we are open to whatever the need is out there. We will meet it when it comes to the staging industry.
That's great. And when it comes to who is calling, who is reaching out to you, is it more of the builder, the investor, the realtor, or the homeowner themselves, or all of the above?
Well, a little bit of all of the above, but mostly it is realtors. We do get the majority of our business from cultivating our relationships with realtors from all over. And we work within probably an hour-and-a-half radius of where we're at. I know I'm doing this, but we work within an hour-and-a-half radius. And if it gets to be more than that, which we will go if we need to, then we have to charge a little bit more.
Yeah.
But so we serve about 6 different counties.
That is amazing. And that's amazing to be able to, impact so many lives. And are you having more new developments, or is it more of the homes that need the makeover?
No, we're having more of the new developments. I think more and more of the time, working with some more builders and keeping that up. One thing we want to get into, and we haven't done a lot of yet, is doing the Airbnbs and the Burbos. It's just been really, really busy, and I haven't had as much time as I would like to dedicate to that. So that's been on a bit of a back burner right now, but that's down our road too. As well.
Yeah, it's such an opportunity. We were just with you guys. We were masterminding together at Virginia Beach, and what a beautiful area to talk about all of those Airbnbs, that short-term vacation rental, that people are really choosing to do that other than staying in the traditional, hotel. And so what a great opportunity, when you can go into someone's home. It's a little bit of design, a little bit of strategy when you're thinking about, well, this furniture needs to have wear and tear, capabilities, plus just being able to create that experience that, somebody wants when they do vacations. So when you think about home staging, and you talked about vacant property, whether maybe it is for an Airbnb type, or it is just a flip, or maybe it is a spec home for that builder, what type of experience do you want when somebody walks in? What would you love them to feel?
Just like they need to live there.
Yeah.
That's what we do. Our tagline is kind of that we stage homes that buyers fall in love with. Mm-hmm. That's what we take homes and turn them into houses that buyers cannot resist. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do. We want people to walk in that house and feel a lifestyle and feel as though this is the place. The home has to speak to them. So we do that in a variety of ways as far as what we put into the home. Each home is specifically different, and we stage specifically for the target audience is expected to tour those homes. So every house, some of them may be a little bit more industrial, some of them may be a little bit more classic and elegant, and it just depends on what we're doing. So we are having a lot of fun right now, I think, with staging for the millennials when we do a lot of the city homes, because it's fun to be. We can be very creative with that.
Yeah, that's so good. And when you think about the process and how it would even start with your company, say they contact you and they say, okay, I have a property. What next? How would that flow go from hiring you guys to help them?
Well, when someone does call us, first of all, we want to sit down. We want to chat with them for a while on the phone to find out as much as we can about the house, because it depends on the square footage. It depends on the pricing. Will depend on the square footage, and it will depend upon the pricing of the home too. Because excuse me here. My mind's getting ahead of me. But when we have our packages, our 3 different packages, then that is in reference to the price of the home. So we spend a lot of time just talking with them and trying to educate the buyer, have them to understand why it is that we're staging for the buyers. We spend a lot of time with the sellers and have them understand why we're staging for the buyers. why is that important to them? Why is it important to get rid of what they have really been comfortable with in there? So once we get through the process of really having them understand how important it is to rethink the whole phone process and the whole photo process and what they're going to put into the house, then we can come up with a really great plan. And then after that, it's we have to visit the house. I will usually always price the home without seeing it. After being in this business for 10 years, you can do that pretty easily. And then after we have a signed contract, go view the home, figure out what we want to bring into it, and stage it. At this point, we are still hiring our movers, but we're getting very busy now. So looking into having our own moving company established here within our SKC brand, and going from there. I think that's going to be really wise. It just gets to be very complicated with everything else that we do all the time and trying to get everybody in the right place at the right time.
I know, and we definitely can understand that as staging business owners as well here in the Dallas area. There's so many moving parts, and our job is to make it as less complicated for, our clients. And we've got our customers and our clients. Our clients are the ones that are paying us, and that might be the homeowner themselves. And then of course you have your customers who are not paying, but they still are within that process and relationship. Maybe it's the listing agent, buyer's agent, buyer, all of them are our customers for that project. And so having a great working relationship so that we understand, what the needs are of the property. And I love that you guys go out, you can assess, address, and progress, come up with a plan, and then immediately put those items in there, get them placed, get it ready for photos. And because time is money. And so understanding that, helping that moving company, maybe come in-house, because that will be able to help you guys do a lot more and have a lot more control, is huge. And you talked about branding. So tell me a little bit about, have you gone through some assessment or some branding, rebranding lately?
We have. For the first 10 years, we were a Sue Kauffman Company. So as I get older, and I know that in my future, I would like to at some point retire to at least some extent, looking down the road to selling the company, it's a little harder to sell the Sue Kauffman Company. And one of the regrets that I've had is that I named it Sue Kauffman, because that is very limiting. So because everyone knows us that way, and we always in our logos, we would have SK in our logos. So I thought we'll just stick with the SKC and we'll do some rebranding. We'll come up with some ways to make it more appealing for whomever's coming in to purchase this business, to have something other than my name. So we went with SKC Staging, and with the SKC is strategically staging kinetically and creatively. And another word I would like to add to that, if I could, would be strategically as well, because I think that's a very, very big part of successful staging, is to stage strategically for each home. But it's a long process and a lot of work to change the rebranding name. So one thing that I would like to encourage people who are just getting started in their business, if you don't have your name already selected, do not go with your own name. Find something else, because it's a lot easier in many, many different broad avenues to sell your company, to bring in other people to work with you in the company, and everything else if it's not Sue Kauffman Company or your name. So the whole process, you have to contact all the vendors, you have to contact all your clients and all the realtors and everybody like that. You have to go through the legal process of having your name changed, which is not necessarily a lot of fun. Memberships have to be changed. You almost have to have a person on staff dedicated to doing this for a while to get everything done in a good time allowance. Or else it just kind of filters on and nothing happens for a while.
You're so right. I mean, that's, any company that's rebranded, there's a few pain points of it. And I love that you have created a company that's really grown beyond yourself. You started out, you had this great idea, this great business, you were helping people. All of a sudden, healthy things grow. It's growing. And you're like, I need help. I need more people. And so now coming to a place where you can have multiple teams out, you can do what you do best. You can allow them to do what they do best, and then have a transition time whenever that time is right, because you have built it. You've built the processes, the procedures, something that can run without you, and that somebody else may want someday to continue on that legacy, that goodwill that you've created. So I think that's huge. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your future here, what you're seeing. We're going to be coming up on the end of the year, going into a new year. You talked about maybe the vacation rental, kind of expanding into that. What else is on the horizon for SKC?
Well, SKC is also going to be doing CEU classes.
Yay! All right. So exciting.
I'm very excited about it. I have not been able to really get the whole thing in process. We have a warehouse that I'd like to have our meetings at our warehouse, but our warehouse is not the most beautiful thing in the world. And so
it's a warehouse probably.
And even in our conference room, it's not quite as large as we need. So I want to rent another space of our building, but that has to be redone. And my landlord's just not getting it done as quickly as I would like it to be done, so that I can hold the meetings in there, because I'd like to have the people come to our warehouse rather than me going out to a company, because once they're there, their interest will be created in how does this all take place? And, we could show them the warehouse and do some things on that line that will help them to understand the processes of staging, because don't you all just see, everybody sees HGTV and thinks it happens in a heartbeat. It's so very easy to stage. Well, there's a lot more of the process behind it. And I think that's really important to get to realtors to understand what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's so true. And education is where it starts, because if we can help load the lips of those realtors out there, the top 10% that are actually moving and shaking and making things happen, they want knowledge and they want to know what it takes to help differentiate themselves, especially as the market's changing. You and I are about to go to Inman conference. We are doing Inman Connect and HSRA, literally our association that you are an elite member of, you're part of our leadership team. We have now become collaborators, and we are now, part of their editing crew that helps with all that they're doing and the information that's being put out, which is huge. We are contributors of Inman, and I love that. I love that we've created such a great family throughout these states and in the U.S. that can come together. We can help the best practices of the industry. We can help educate. And part of that is CE. So kudos for you for getting that rolling. I think it's going to be huge.
Thank you. Well, I just want to give a little shout out to HSRA and all of this, because my growth, the growth that we've had in this company has so much to do with HSRA. It wouldn't be half of what we are if I didn't have the ability to just call you or Laurie, or get online and research what's going on, or go to the different the amenities that HSRA has available to us as stagers. If we don't take advantage of that, we'll just stay stagnant. And you guys have developed. I have watched this company grow from something very small to what it is today, and I'm so very proud to be a part of.
Well, you're a huge part of it, and we love to push each other. We love to pull each other. We love to encourage each other. We love the word strategy. We love to just be able to empower one another, and many times, our agents, our builders, all of us are doing what we need to do to be the best of the best in the industry. And I can truly say that about you, your company, your staff. You are taking it to the next level when it comes to professional staging, not just staging. You're not the cheapest in the market, and that's okay. Neither are any of us, because we know the value that it brings and the difference that it makes. And so I love to see you guys grow, going to the next level always. And tell me how to reach out if someone's watching and they're like, okay, I need to work with SKC. I need more information. How can they reach out to you guys?
Our phone number is 717-471-6519. And you can find us on Facebook and Pinterest, on all the different social medias, Instagram, all of them. But the first place to start might be just to go to our website, which is www.suekauffman.com. and contact us through that. We would be glad to answer any questions that anybody has. Come spend a little bit of time with you to walk you through the whole process of what we can do for you and show before and after pictures so that you can actually see the value of what the home looked like prior to having it staged. And we're at your service.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have a ton of success stories, namely, just too many to count when it comes to statistical data, when it comes to those success stories. And I love to be able to make those stories real, to people who are a little nervous. They're calling and they're like, I'm not sure that staging is right for me, or I've never tried it, or maybe I did try it, it really didn't go the way that I anticipated. So for you guys to be able to talk them through the process and have a solution for them, depending on what project they have, is huge. So good luck for the next several months here. We'll be talking with you again, and we'll also be seeing you next week in Las Vegas for Inman. And then, of course, November, you guys come to Dallas. And I love that you invest in your education, just like the agents and everyone else that does. So that says a lot in an unlicensed industry. So good luck with these next few months, and we look forward to seeing you shortly.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for including me in this, Jana.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Yep. See you next week.
Okay. Bye-bye.